Welcome back to the Dragon's Lair, everybody. My name is Wade, and this is my show Let's Talk, where we talk about Warhammer 40k, specifically Tyranids. So there was changes to the Psychophage, and I felt like we should do an updated video. So here's my update. You're going to see right away that 20 years ago, my photoshopping skills were pretty good, but I don't know anything about new programs. Like I'm using GIMP, GIMP, and don't know how to use it much. So I'm sorry for how ugly this is. If you have a suggestion of a tutorial or something of how I can learn to use GIMP better, please put it down in the comments. Anyways, let's talk about the new Psychophage. It's pretty cool. Movement 12 is really good. You're going to need that because he does have some defensive abilities, but you're really going to need that to keep him alive. Tough 9 is not great. Your enemy is going to have squads outfitted with melta weapons and plasma weapons and blah 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 weapons, las cannons and multi meltas and all that junk, and it's going to melt them. So you want to get in there quick. That's my big piece of advice to you: is get him there quickly. 3+ save, which is not a terrible place to start. It's going to be augmented a little bit by having the keyword smoke added to him, which means it's a stratagem for CP. You can give him cover no matter where he is, because, he blows smoke out of his abdomen. It's pretty cool. 10 wounds is not terrible, but it's not great. Like I said, the Meltas, especially at half range, will really cut you apart. OC3, not terrible, but also not great. He can help. If he's standing on something by himself, he wins it, but that's true for pretty much everybody except for Rippers. He can help. So don't discount the power of having him help hold an objective. Ranged weapons. So this is where some of the changes have taken place. The Pyroclastic Torrent, ignores cover, great. Torrent, great. 12 inches, D6 number of attacks. Ballistic skill doesn't matter because you're going to automatically hit. That's important. Strength 6. So the Psychophage is shining against light infantry. Necron warriors, regular Space Marines, Fire warriors, Aspect warriors, Imperial Guardsmen, the basic infantry of just about any army. That's who he shines against, not elites, the basic people. AP1, not great, not terrible. 1 damage, not great. But it's just about hitting. You just got to hit with it, which you automatically do. So whoever you choose to shoot at, you'll automatically hit them. Maybe you wound them, maybe you won't. But you trigger biostimulus, which we'll get to. His melee weapon got a huge glow up. So it's still anti-personal 4. Still devastating wounds. Anti-psyker, not anti-personnel. Anti-psyker 4. The devastating wounds is good because when you roll a 6 to wound, the 6s turn the attacks into mortal wounds. Which you're going to get 6s. It's going to happen. 6 attacks. This got better. 3+ weapon skill, which in many places, because of Feeding Frenzy, is going to turn into 2+, which is really good. Strength 6. Like I said, it's good for low-end infantry. AP2, this got a glow up. It's going to be AP2. It could be AP3. And AP2 is going to get you convert more kills, and AP3 is going to convert even more kills. 2 damage, it's going to kill Space Marines. So the weapon got better. That's a big deal. Going over to abilities, Deadly Demise 1, he's still got Feel No Pain 5, which is good for him, because that's going to help keep him alive through all the melt weapons and everything like that. I cut out the old biostimulus. Feeding Frenzy. So each time this model makes a melee attack that targets a unit that is below its starting strength, add 1 to the hit roll. If it's below half strength, add 1 to the wound roll. So in most cases, your 6 attacks are going to be at weapon skill 2, which is really good. It's the best that it gets. You're really going to shine when you get them below half strength. Yeah, you're really going to shine there. Sixes to fours would be 4, and +1 would be 3. So yeah, your tough fours, you're going to be wounding them on 3s when they're at half strength, well below half strength. Anyways, you'll be wounding them on 2+ when it's guardsmen. So don't forget about your feeding frenzy. Biostimulus, that's new. They changed it. It used to give an aura of feel no pain. Now it doesn't anymore. In your shooting phase, after this model has shot, select one enemy unit hit by one or more of those attacks until the end of the turn. Each time a friendly Tyranid unit makes a melee attack that targets the enemy unit, improve the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 1. The enemy unit can only be affected by one enemy unit can only be affected once per turn. The same enemy unit can only be affected once per turn. What I really like is you can take a unit of 20 gaunts that have 60 attacks, hitting on 4. If they're within synops, they're wounding a 4 on 4s, and then it is AP2, 1 damage. But the math gets better. The math gets better. So that's really good. So that all goes into my strategy of just get them up there quickly and just feed their face. Keyword smoke, which means you can spend a CP to use the smoke stratagem to give them cover no matter where they're standing. That's pretty good because, you know, if they get hit with an AP2 weapon and the AP2 becomes a save of 5+, if you use smoke, then it's a 4+, then they're going to get feel no pains on it, which is pretty good. It's not great. It's not an invulnerable, but, you know, not everything can be a Norn emissary. I wish. Some things. So it's got Harvester as the keyword, which means it would be useful in an assimilation swarm. But my assimilation swarm, basically the spot that these would be filling in my assimilation swarm is already filled with 2 Horospexes. And the Horospexes outshine these. The math is better. Yeah, the math is just better. Higher toughness, better attacks, no feel no pain on the Harospex, but more wounds. And I feel like the Harospex can get more done. So I definitely think they're usable now. But I still would take a Harospex over one of these. And I think the Harospex is 125 or 135, and these are 110 now. So, yeah. I like them. I think they went from, for me, they went from the will not use to the maybe if I have enough points use categories. The smoke is interesting. It's the only Tyranid that's got smoke. I could see a world where in invasion fleet you use the stratagem to make special abilities proc on 5s and 6s to turn the devastating wounds up a notch. And you know, if you're fighting Eldar or Thousand Suns or any army that's super psychic, that might be helpful. I could see a world of helpfulness there. But there was just enough changes to the Psychophage that I want to talk about basically their new outline. And I think they're really cool now. It got me excited. I want to paint my 2 that I have. I don't know if I'll use them. I don't think that I'll use them. I'm definitely not going to take 2 Psychophages over to Horospexes. So there's that. Maybe in a Crusher Stampede. But the Feeding Frenzy and the Crusher Stampede army rule kind of override each other. Like they're the same thing, so they wouldn't stack. Which that's kind of for me. I don't know, they're giving the extra AP. Oh man, hit something and then charge it with the Harospex and watch it come apart. That's pretty good strategy right there. Anyways, I want to say thank you for watching these videos. I really love sharing this content with you guys. And thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Lair.